What is up, everyone? My name is Alex. I run a lead gen agency called Infinite Bookings, where we help B2B companies get anywhere from 5 to 30 sales opportunities every month through cold email and cold DM. This video is going to be going over the exact cold email checklist that we take when we're building out a cold email campaign for a client, and to make sure that the cold emails are actually efficient and that it's all done effectively. So, without any further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, so first things first is you actually have to set up the email accounts and connect them to the sending tool that you're going to be using so that you can send all of these emails. But the thing is that this all requires, a minimum of 10 different domains that you're going to be using for outreach. So the first step is to go to GoDaddy and buy some domains, right? Once you have those domains, you're going to set up the email accounts. For example, if you bought the domain infinitebookings.com, you're going to set up the email account alex@infinitebookings.com. All right. Once you do that, you're going to log into the accounts, change the password, change the profile picture, set up the actual account, and then you're going to connect it to the sending tool. Now, this step requires you to change the DNS records in the actual domain, right? So depending on if you use GoDaddy, Squarespace, whatever it may be, you're going to have to change the DNS records, right? And there are multiple tutorials on how to use this specific to the sending tool that you're using, specific to whatever hosting provider you're using. You need to make sure you do this properly, right? And once you actually connect the accounts to the sending tool, right? I use SmartLead. I can use instantly. It really doesn't matter. They're both fine. You're gonna actually set up the custom tracking domain. Now, this is quite often overlooked, but it is a crucial step when you're actually opening up a email campaign, right? A custom tracking domain enables you to be the only one on the domain, right? So SmartLead and Instantly, they provide you with public tracking domains, but using those is going to hurt your email reputation. And I mean, it's completely free to set up a custom tracking domain, so you might as well do it. And once you do that, you enable the warm up, you configure the settings. You're trying to send around 25 to 30 warm up emails a day, right? Just keep that in mind. So once you're able to, enable the warm up, everything is good. From this point on, you have 2 weeks to actually get going. You can, follow the next steps, and then in 2 weeks, you'll be completely ready to launch your campaign. Okay, so now your emails are warming up, right? Because you did step one correctly, and they're in SmartLead or Instantly, they're warming up. You have 2 whole weeks, 14 days, until you can actually start sending outreach emails, right? What is the next thing you have to do? You have to make sure, right? You have to make sure that you have a no-brainer offer. Now, I'm yelling at you because this is extremely important, right? Let me ask you a question. What sounds better if someone called you up right now? If they called you up and they gave you two different options. Offer one, I will do social media management for you, right? Or offer two, I will help residential real estate agents, right, get 10 inbound leads within the first 8 weeks, working together using our insane social media amplifier, or you don't pay. Obviously, it's the second offer, right? Obviously, if you're going to say, yes to one of them, it's going to be to the second one. Now, why is this, right? Well, number one, it's just a much better offer overall, right? But why? Why? It's structured very well. Now, I will say that if you're going to focus on one thing and one thing only, this step is that thing, right? Without a good offer, your cold outreach, no matter what hack you use, no matter what insane new messaging strategy you use, it will not work if you don't have a good offer, right? You need a good offer. It's the backbone of every cold outreach campaign. Not even cold email, not even cold DM, anything, right? And so let's kind of get that out of the way, right? Let's go over the framework that you have to use if you want a good offer, right? We help your ICP, right? For example, residential real estate agents get quantifiable result, right? How to, actually measure the result that they're getting, right? 10 inbound leads. For example, Infinite Bookings, right? 5 to 30 monthly sales calls, right? That's a quantifiable result. That's a solid number that they can look at and they can see, okay, if I get 5 monthly sales calls, how many of them can I close, right? Quantifiable result. Next, within what time frame, right? Within the next month, within the next year, they don't know. They need to know. Okay, that helps them imagine the actual deal that they're gonna get with you, working with you, using unique mechanism, right? So for example, we have the polyfusion method, right? Or something else can have a different method. It's your special sauce. That's what makes you different, right? And then you have the risk reversal. If you're gonna add something and you're gonna try and make this an extreme no-brain offer, this is that thing, risk reversal, right? Basically, it's like a zero risk guarantee, right? Let's say like, or you don't pay, or you get your money back, something like that, to make sure that it minimizes the risk on them, right? So this whole section is extremely important, right? And I suggest that you watch Daniel Fazio's video on building an offer, right? Because if you fully understand how to have a no-brainer offer, then you will succeed in cold outreach, right? My response rates when I first started cold email went from like zero, literally zero, to something, right? To something, not crazy, but to something, when I implement a good offer, right? So make sure that you have a good offer, right? This step is the most important step in the whole outreach process, is creating a good offer, right? It's the center of everything. If you have a good offer and you just do the rest of it, you don't even have to do it well. If you just do it, it will work, right? You will get clients if you just have a good offer, right? That's just how it works. So next step, let's move on to it. All right, so you have your offer, right? Did you write down your offer, right? Make sure that you have an offer, right? In this exact framework. It's not gonna get away with you. If you have a bad offer, it will show within your campaign, right? It will show. I'm just saying right now, if you don't have a good offer, go back and make sure you have a good offer, right? But let's say you do, right? Which I'm trusting that you do. You need to research your market and actually create a lead list, right? A lead list is whoever you're reaching out to, right? The thousands of people you're going to be sending emails to. So you need to make sure that you fully understand the industries, the keywords, the locations, the technologies, everything about your target market, right? You need to understand where they are, what they use, what kind of terminology, that you need to understand the lingo inside and out, right? And I mean, that's only if you really want success with your cold email campaigns, because you can just half-ass it, right? You can just kind of assume that you know it, but if you genuinely know the words that they use, the industries that they're in, you will see much better results. So a simple process that you can do, right, is you go to Apollo, a very strong tool if you know how to use it correctly, right? You look, right, for your dream 100, right? You find 8 to, let's say, even 20 companies, right, that you have worked with, would work with again, and are directly within your ICP, right? For example, if you're trying to outreach to like e-commerce brands, right? Or like fashion e-commerce brands, something like that. For example, Lululemon would be good, right? You would go to the companies tab in Apollo, right? And then you would search lululemon.com, right? You would see which industry they're in directly, right? Because they might not be in the same industry that you think they are. They may be in multiple industries. You don't know, right? You need to search up, you'll get their actual keywords, you'll get everything, employee size, stuff like that. And you do that to 8 to even 20 companies, right? You take the best answers, right? You write it down on a piece of paper. This company is in this industry, have these keywords, right? And then when you're actually building out your lead list for the people tab on Apollo, you're able to find the exact companies that you want to work with, because you can actually know what keywords and what industries, what technologies they're using, right? So being able to build out a good lead list is extremely important, but the only way you're going to be able to do it is by doing correct market research, right? So make sure that the companies that you're inputting are direct examples of companies you would work with and would love to work with, right? Your dream 100. And then you can actually understand how to build out the lead list in Apollo. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth here because there is a full tutorial on how I build out the lead lists here. It goes over all the softwares I use, videos, everything. So if you are interested in building out your lead list, check this one out. But that's it for this one, and then we're moving on to the next step now. All right, so now you have your lead list exported in a CSV that is tailored directly to your ICP that would be interested in your no-brainer offer, right? So basically, a lot of the work is done already, right? And now comes, the controversial question of, what do I write, right? What do I actually write to them? And I'm telling you right now, if you did all of these steps, or these two steps, create the no-brainer offer and have a good lead list, whatever you write, it doesn't have to be crazy, right? It does not have to be crazy. It doesn't matter as much as you think, right? You just need a simple few line message to them, super casual, no corporate lingo, and just ask them, right? Just give them your value prop, just ask them a relevant question that qualifies them, and make sure you understand this. If there's one thing you're going to understand, it's this: your messaging. If you did all of these steps correctly, it doesn't matter that much, right? It does not. Let's look at an example, right? Let's look at an Etsy incubation offer, right? That you bring successful Shopify stores onto Etsy, and you have a good offer, and let's just see what a good script would be. Hey, first name, how's it going? Right? Super simple. Are you guys selling your company product? Right? Are you guys selling your pillows on Etsy by any chance? Right? Now, you may say, well, this is too simple, right? Why would they even respond? Or, they're not going to think that this is a cold outreach message. Well, they're most likely, let's say they aren't selling on Etsy, right? They're going to say no, right? And then you can say something like, oh, I can't edit here, but they're going to say something. Then you say something like, okay, great. That's actually why I'm reaching out. We're going around and helping successful Shopify stores open up a new revenue stream through Etsy, right? And then you lead them to a call, right? So this is super simple, conversation starter. And, eventually down the line in follow-ups, you can include case studies, social proof, you can pitch them a Loom, anything that you want, but just keep it simple, right? Just be a bit different. Don't follow the top videos template on YouTube because everyone else is using that, right? That person probably gets, 5 or 10 different emails every day getting the same template, right? So make sure that you be different, right? Have a little pattern interrupt, right? For example, sometimes I say howdy or how's it hanging, something like that to change it up a bit because, well, people want to see that, you're a real person. You're not just some scammer trying to, take their money, right? So make sure that you are a bit different, right? And also, let's say someone responds to you, right? Or let's say that, they say, sure, send me over the video, right? You record them the video ASAP, send it over to them. Let's say you have their phone number or their phone number is in their signature, call them up, right? See, hey, Katie, I sent over the Loom video, just want to make sure that you got it, right? Or could we chat more about, what you were thinking on Thursday, right? Like, just call them up, right? Or even send them a LinkedIn request, right? It's that simple, right? If you're able to hit them on multiple channels, then that's golden, right? Nobody else is doing that because, well, you actually have to fire up LinkedIn. You have to message them. You have to request. Just do more, right? Just do more. That's a big thing in cold email as well. So messaging and script, keep it simple, right? Don't overthink it. Obviously, don't sound like a bot, right? That's what 90% of it is. Do not sound like a bot, right? Don't use any corporate lingo. Don't be like weird about it. Just use the normal conversational language that you use every day. And to be honest, that's it, right? Now you can actually click launch campaign. Once load in the messaging, load in the lead list, you can now launch your campaign, right? And this framework, it may not give you the best results right away, but the best part about cold email is that you have the data, right? You have the open rates, right? You have your response rates, you have everything. You need to be able to adjust your campaigns to fit what you're doing, right? So that's the thing, right? Make sure that if you do have any questions, reach out to me. My Twitter's right here. We do coaching calls. I do have a full free Discord group that teaches you exactly how to generate leads for your business for free. There's a huge community in there, over 300 people in there right now. So, make sure you check it out. and I appreciate you watching the video.